Racial slavery really begins, as we know, in the 1400s. But it also begins at a moment when the European colonial powers, Portugal, Spain in particular, and the Dutch a little later on in the 1500s, are thinking about what? Are thinking about this quote-unquote so-called New World. European colonial empires are traversing the globe, quite frankly, and reconstructing the globe as part of a colonial project. In that European colonial project, racial slavery becomes central, and becomes central as the New World becomes central. Because the New World, then, that is the Latin America and the Americas and Caribbean, becomes the site in which the great wealth is essentially harvested. Colonial project is about conquest of territory. Then what you have is, okay, what are the products that we need to grow? So cotton, sugar, tobacco, and then in the Indian Ocean, questions of teas and so on. To think about the colonial project and think about colonialism is to think about, first, European empires, to think about the Columbian voyages of the 1490s, part of the colonial project, to think about the ways in which the Americas and the Atlantic world was conquered, because that's what it was, to think about the genocide of the indigenous population, and then to think of plantations and racial slavery. So you can't think of one without thinking of the other. You can't think about slavery without not thinking about the colonial project and the relationship between the two. Very close relationship between the two. Now, in the North American continent, after the 1776 revolution, obviously, British colonialism is dead. But racial slavery continues and, in fact, intensifies.